Hello everyone, CM here. Welcome back to a new video. I will be working on that other video, just give me time. It's going to be called World Building, where I will eventually be going on to the fictional politics or be talking about the fictional politics of the Guardians of the United States and explaining it how it works. But before I do that, I'm going to be doing a new video called Mutant Rivalry, or MR for short, where I'm going to be taking two Guardians and basically having a rivalry with one another. So let's get started. And the rivalry we got here today is the Guardian of Oklahoma, aka Thomas O'Connor or Weather Boy, versus the Guardian of Virginia, or aka Bobby Tate, and also Apollo. Now, before we get into the rivalry, let's share some similarities between the two. Well, for starters, they're both country boys who grew up on a farm with one another. Both of them had their family who was lost tragically, or their family died in a very tragic way, such as Thomas O'Connor's family when his mom and dad literally got killed by a tornado or swept away by a tornado, or Bobby Tate, or the Guardian of Virginia, whose family died in a house fire after a group of extremists burned his house down, firebombed his house, to be more exact. Alright, so, and not only that, they also tend to prefer the country more than the city. Now, let's go into the rivalry, as in why they're so rivals, as they basically contradict one another, as one is all about religion and the other one's all about secularism. As you can see right here, this is a rivalry between religion versus secularism, or religious versus secularism. You get what I'm saying. Alright, Thomas O'Connor has a power called Weather Vane, which is very excellently explained in that video, one of the first videos I did on this channel, called Weather Boy. Go check that out. And also, we got Bobby Tate, who, has the power called Space Gate, which I so awesomely explained in that video called Apollo. Go watch it. Alright. Now, let's see what makes these two so different. Alright? Let's see the difference between the two. The Guardian of Oklahoma has a light sense of humor, as he's very lighthearted in his jokes. Lighthearted jokes. He makes more lighthearted jokes. Meanwhile, the Guardian of Virginia has a dark sense of humor. Think of it like a more edgy sense of humor. He says stuff that's very vulgar, basically. Alright? Then you got right here, the Guardian of Oklahoma. He is someone who respects authority, as in he respects a more higher authority, whether that be God in heaven or the government or higher powers of government, like our local law enforcement. He respects those. Meanwhile, you got the Guardian of Virginia. He is someone who is very skeptical towards authority. Okay? Such as he's very skeptical towards religion, or he's very skeptical towards higher powers, basically. Alright? Meanwhile, you got the Guardian of Oklahoma. He worships the Almighty God. Alright? Meanwhile, the Guardian of Virginia calls himself a god, as he himself, calls himself the god of agriculture. Okay? Now, both of them do in fact represent concepts. Meanwhile, okay, you got Thomas O'Connor, who represents religious freedom, or he can represent tradition, or even God's wrath. As in he's a storm who's there to wipe out any evil that is on the earth. Meanwhile, you have Bobby Tate, who represents basically secularism, or science, or agriculture. Alright? Both of these two are, in fact, very big rivals. Both of them don't really like one another due to different, as in different worldviews constantly competing or constantly competing, or you get what I'm saying, constantly fighting with one another. Alright? So let me ask, what side are you on? Are you on the side of religion or secularism? Are you on the side of tradition or science? Are you on the side of God or the side of agriculture? Alright? Which one are you guys on? Alright? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your comments. I love to see you guys having debates, but make sure the debates are tame. Because, when you debate someone, you don't debate people by insulting them. Don't do that. Alright, we have to be very civil. Alright, respect one another. Treat each other with dignity and respect. Alright, now, make sure to subscribe to the channel, okay? I hope you guys like this video, because I'm going to be doing more of this series called MR, or, as we all know it, as I've been calling it, Mutant Rivalry, alright? Where I basically will be taking two Guardians and having them basically have a rivalry with one another. This is a chance to see worldviews competing and debating. This is a chance to see worldviews fighting with one another, or you get what I'm saying, constantly counteracting one another, competing against one another, and I want to see that. And also, before I end this video, I will be making that video, a new video called World Building, where I will be we'll be talking about the fictional politics of the Guardians of the United States. Alright, so thanks for listening. Let me like and share, comment on this video. Thank you for everything. Thank you if you were listening this far into the video. Follow me on my Twitter account or X account at oddcinema899. Thank you for everything, and have a good day. May God bless.